Shalom, shalom, Yasharala. Call on blood Yahweh Ba Shema Mashak Abashah. That's all praises, honor, glorification on the Most High God Yahweh. In the name of His only begotten Son Yahweh. This is Brother Yasharala coming back, y'all, with yet another video through the Spirit and power of Yahweh. Baha Hashem, Mahashiach, Wamalak Yahweh Shabbat. Alright. I'm gonna get straight into this. It's going into yet another prophecy going into the servants of the Lord. Right? Because if you didn't know, we're living in the fourth seal. Right? That's in the book of Revelation, the 6th chapter. Right? Let's go to Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8. Right? It says, "And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth." So we're living during this seal right now. Right? Esau, the fourth seal is when Esau has the dominion over the whole earth. Right? Because we know, according to Job 9:24 and also other scriptures, that the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and that the wicked is bearing rule right now. Right? 2 Ezra 6:9, Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Meaning during the end of the world, Esau is going to be in rulership. And he is right now. If you didn't know, the wicked, who is Esau, who are the Edomites, right, are the so-called white peoples today, right? And the so-called Caucasians, right? The so-called Europeans, right? The so-called, your so-called white Americans. They are in rulership right now, and the Lord calls them the wicked, right? Esau. So we're living during this seal right now, right? Verse 9. "And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held." So if you didn't know, the fifth seal, right, precedes right after the fourth seal. And the fifth seal is going into the persecution of the church, the persecution of those that keep the Most High's commandments, right? So the fifth seal is really coming, right, into full effect, right, in these last days. It's really coming. All right, let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 12, right? Let's go to Revelation 12. I want to start at verse 17. Right, Revelation 12 and 17. "And the dragon was wroth with the woman." Who is this dragon? This dragon is going into Esau, right? It says, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God." And who is this woman? This woman is going into Israel, right? Let's go to this in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 2. Because Israel, right, is also called, right, the daughter of Jerusalem. Right, let's go to Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 2. "I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman." Right, so Zion is compared to a comely and a delicate woman. Right, let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 54. It's Isaiah 54 and 5. "For thy maker is thine husband, Yahweh of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the God of the whole earth shall he be called." Right? "For the Lord hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy God." You see that? So the Lord said that, look, or it's like the Lord is our maker, and he's our husband, right? And we, Israel as a whole, is the bride of the Most High. Right, but we've also been called a woman forsaken because the Lord basically, kind of did away with this, because we were whoring and going after other men, if you have ears to hear, and these other men are going into the other nations and these other gods, right? So let's go back to that. Revelation chapter 12 verse 17. "And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah Mahashiach." You see that? So the dragon, which is going into Esau, he's going to make war against us. All right? He's going to make war against us. He's going to round us up, and that's going into the fifth seal, right? Those that were slain for the Most High and for the testimony which they held, right? We're going to be slain. A lot of us, they're going to be killing us, right? They're going to be killing a lot of those that actually follow wholeheartedly after the Most High, right? Let's go to the book of 1 Timothy. Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 4, right? In fact, Shalak, let's go to the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 12. It says, yea, and all that will live godly in Mahashiach Yahushua shall suffer persecution. You see that? So Paul is admonishing us that what? If we live godly in Mahashiach Yahushua, if we keep the commandments and believe on his name, right, and believe in Yahweh Yahushua, we're going to suffer persecution, right? And every brother's and every sister's persecution is going to be at a certain level, right? Because persecution is going into that cup that we all have to drink of, right? If we're in this truth, you know, and you can read about that in the book of Matthew. I believe the 20th chapter, right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 20. This is Matthew chapter 20, right? In verse 22. But Yahushua answered and said, ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, we are able. You see that? So that's what Yahushua is asking us. You know, those of us that we call ourselves the servants of the Most High. We call ourselves the soldiers of the Most High. We call ourselves, followers of Mahashiach Yahushua. Well, Yahushua is asking us all the same question. Are you able to drink of the cup, right, that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? Meaning, are you really down to go through the things that you have to go through in this truth, right? Are you really down to get beaten? Are you down to die for me? You know what I'm saying? Because let's go to the book of John, right? Like how Yahushua said, the servant is not above his master, right? So everything that Yahushua went through, we have to go through, right? Yahushua, he got beat, you know what I'm saying? He got whipped, right? Scourged. He got mocked, spit on, right? Yahushua, he was going through all manner of hell. He also was stressed out. You can read about that in the book of Isaiah chapter 53, that Yahushua, he wasn't in good mental health, right? He didn't have good mental health. If he was walking the earth right now, he'd be classified as depressed, right? Let's go to John chapter 16. These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh, that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God service. So that time is coming too, right? People are literally going to be laying their hands on us because of what we believe in, because we don't follow after the traditions and customs of this modern world, right? Because we don't celebrate Christmas, we don't celebrate Halloween. We teach men and women of our own nation to keep the commandments, right? We're prophesying the downfall of this wicked kingdom. We're not getting down with homosexuality, and so that's why they're going to be killing us. That's why everybody's going to hate us. Let's go to this in the book of Psalms chapter 69 and verse 4, right? Psalm 69 and 4. They that hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of mine head. So David said that, look, those that hate me without a cause, because really these Babylonians, they hate you really without a cause, right? And a lot of our own people, they hate us without a cause. We don't do anything to them. We just want to give them an eternal life. We want to show them the way to the kingdom, and yet they still hate us. We tell them that, look, you got to keep the commandments, yet they still hate us, right? That's hating, that's hating us without a cause, right? But David said that through the Spirit that, look, they that hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of my head. So he said, hey, everybody, man, everybody hates me. And that's what the Lord said as well. Let's go to the book of Mark chapter 13, verse 13. Right? It says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And how much hair do you have on your head, man? How much hair do you have on your head? How much hair was on David's head at this point? Thousands and thousands of hair particles was upon David's head. So thousands and thousands and thousands of people really hated David through the Spirit. And we represent David in this context. You know what I'm saying? Seeing that we are the sons of David. Seeing that we are come from the same lineage as David. Seeing that we are hopefully of the house of David on the spiritual sense. Right? Those of us that's in this truth. So people, all people. The Lord said, ye shall be hated of all men. So that's coming too, man. Everybody's going to hate us. Right? Psalm chapter 69 verse 4. They that hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of mine head. They that would destroy me, being mine enemies wrongfully, are mighty. Then I restored that which I took not away. See that? And they're going to be as mighty men, right? These people that hate us, they're going to be as mighty men. What do I mean by that? Meaning that, look, they're going to come with the weapons. They're going to come with the force. Right, let's go to this in the book of Isaiah chapter 59, right? It's Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19, right? Actually, I'm going to start at verse 18, right? 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up the standard against him. So the enemy is going to come in like a flood, right? It's going to be so many people coming against us. It's going to be like, hey, we're caught in a flood. And David said through the Spirit, through a prayer, to deliver me from the waters, right? Because I'm drowning. I'm drowning in the waters because the flood of ungodly men is compassing me, So they're going to come like a flood, man, right? If we're not protected by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, and we're not making Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah our refuge in that day, look, we're going to be destroyed, right? So with that, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Lord willing, this was edifying.